Come with me to a place of wondrous contradictions, a place that is silent and unstirring, yet restless and alive, a place of untold peace and boundless dread. Come with me into the very cradle of darkness, where those who dwell alone.
Mom and Dad will understand. Let's talk about this. It's not too late.
For Ann Coates, tonight is a momentous occasion. She's about to depart from Chicago's O'Hare Airport on the red-eye to Miami. Although Ann Coates hasn't flown on an airplane in 14 months, she is still carrying baggage from her last flight. A lot of baggage.
There it is.
Have a pleasant flight, sir.
Thank you.
You have everything.
Yes.
Your ticket, your paperback.
And a bottle of Dr. Harriman's knockout pills, just in case.
Here. Something to wash them down with.
Thanks.
And your hands are already shaking.
I'm fine.
There is still time to back out. You could take the train down to Florida. Or if you wait another month, I'll drive down with you.
Driving? You know what they say, flying is safer than driving. Cynthia, I've got to do this. You know I do.
But of all the flights in the world, why do you have to take this one?
I started this trip 14 months ago, and it's time I finished it. Okay, I admit it, I'm a little scared. But I'll be all right. Really, I will.
Annie,
The nightmares are all behind me. I haven't had a bad dream in months.
Last call for Transcon Airlines Flight 1824 for Miami.
Well said. Thank you. I gotta go. I'll give Mom and Dad your love.
you call me the minute you get in, you hear? I'll be worried until I hear from you.
I'm gonna get on the plane and sleep like a baby.
Miss Coates, it's nice to have you with us. Won't you come with me, please?
Sure.
Here we are.
There must be some mistake. My ticket's for coach.
No mistake, this is a free upgrade. It's the least we could do. If there's anything you need, anything at all, my name is Sherry. Just ring for me.
That's very kind, thanks.
Could I get you anything before we take off?
You know, I think a good night's sleep is all I need.
How about a glass of warm milk?
Oh, that would be terrific, thanks.
So, how is she doing?
A lot better than I'd be.
No doubt.
Careful, it's hot.
Thanks. You're right, it is.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'll get some soda water, make sure that doesn't stain.
Thank you.
Sherry, who is that incredibly beautiful woman?
Someone you should stay away from, Mr. Steinert.
Oh, Sherry, Sherry, Sherry. As many times as I've taken this flight, you can call me Jim.
You know, you don't have to hit on every woman who flies this route.
Only the lucky one.
I mean it, Jim. I want you to leave her alone.
The lady looks like she can take care of herself.
You think so? You remember Flight 720 last year?
Yeah, the one that went down in the ocean near Miami.
But of 148 passengers, that woman was the one and only survivor.
No way.
She lost her little girl, she lost her husband, she lost everything, and I have strict instructions to handle her with extreme care.
In that case, I promise to tread lightly. Cross my heart.
Well, folks, they've finally cleared us for takeoff, so if everybody would just take their seats, check their seat belts, make sure their seats and tray tables are in the locked and upright position. I'll get us out there on the runway and on our way.
Miss Coates.
I'll be right back. Flying is safer than driving. Flying is safer than driving. Flying is safer than driving. I'll be right out. I'll have the pasta salad, please.
And what would you like to drink with that?
I came prepared, thanks.
The Chardonnay would go really nice with that pasta.
I'll stick with water.
I'll have the pasta too.
Mr. Steiner, you know there are some things you shouldn't have.
Thank you for the advice. But I know what I want. And I'll have it with the Chardonnay. I fly down to Miami 2-3 times a month. This big client of mine needs a lot of hand-holding. I guess you could say I'm just a born caretaker. How about you? Is this business or pleasure?
I'm going to see my parents.
Well, folks, it looks like we're heading into a little spell of turbulence here. We don't have anything on the chart, so it'll probably only be a few minutes. I am going to ask you to buckle up again, just to be on the safe side. I'll let you know as soon as we're past this rough patch.
Excuse me, could you try your earphones? I can't seem to get any music. Miss? Miss? Excuse me. Hello? Hello? Oh my God! Where did she go?
What flight attendant?
I know her. Ruth Mendoza, that's her name.
sorry. There's no one here on this flight by that name.
I've seen her before.
I don't understand.
Flight 720. She died on Flight 720. The earphones, they went out. And then everything went silent. Dead silent. I tried to talk to that man over there. I tried to talk to you. No one could hear me. It was almost as if I didn't exist anymore.
Miss Coates, listen to me. You survived a terrible ordeal, and here you are on a plane again for the first time. It must be very emotional.
Stop it. Stop patronizing me.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Look, I'm just trying to say it's very understandable that you're having trouble tonight.
I know what I saw.
Tell you what. Let me check with the captain, see how much more of this storm we have to go through, okay? Captain,
How we doing back there, Sherry?
I think we may have a little trouble in first class.
Coach woman? It's just my luck that she'd choose this flight. It would have killed her to take the bus.
Look, I hope you don't mind, but I know what you've been through. And I can understand exactly what you're feeling right now.
I'm not crazy. You gotta believe I'm not.
Of course you're not. Let me tell you, I played a little football in college. It was only Harvard, you know, so nothing much. But the Brown game one year, whew, man, did I get my bell rung. And I kid you not. For 2 weeks, every night my dead grandfather came to my room to chew me out about missing that tackle.
the pilot said we should be through this weather in 15 minutes at the most. Then it's clear sailing all the way to Florida.
But there wasn't supposed to be any storm tonight.
Believe me, it'll be okay. We fly in this all the time. I'll come back to see how you're doing in a couple of minutes.
She's right, you know, there really is nothing to worry about.
The night we flew, it was exactly like this. The rain, the lightning, the thunder. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's Philip, my husband. He's looking at me.
It's okay.
He's sitting right there.
Sitting where? What are you talking about?
What's happening to me?
Miss Coates, what's the matter?
I've got to get off this plane. Please,
You have to stay calm.
my husband, the flight attendant, they've come back because I should have died with them. Don't you understand? They want me to join them.
Miss Coates, I'm Captain Dunbar.
Captain, you have to make an emergency landing. I have to get off this plane.
That's impossible. You know that. Now, these people you saw, the ones from the other flight,
It sounds crazy, but they were here, and they want me to die.
why would they want that?
The night we flew, I was exhausted. On the plane, there was a row of empty seats in the back. I left my daughter Samantha with Philip. and I went back there to take a nap. I didn't wake up until I felt the plane start to go down. I looked up to where I was sitting, and the flight attendant, Ruth Mendoza, had sat down there, and she was comforting my little girl. Don't you see? If I was sitting where I was supposed to, I'd have died too.
Okay. Miss Coates, I can understand why this turbulence has got you spooked. If you just hang in there for another few minutes, everything will be all right. I promise.
Mommy, why did you leave me? Why did you leave me? Why? Why?
My baby.
And bring him back up to altitude.
No!
Hold her.
Oh, God! Please, no! I don't want to die! Please, no!
All right, okay. Faster up to the dead sea.
Oh, God! Let me go! Help me! Please! Somebody help me! It's not my fault! Why should I have to die if it's not my fault?
Come on, Miss Coates. Don't give us any trouble, huh? Nothing is going to happen to you.
No, you can't do it to me. Oh, God. No, I have to get away.
Just try to relax, Miss Coates. We'll be on the ground in no time. Be safe.
Somebody help me! Please, somebody help me! Why won't anybody help me?
She was perfectly fine before takeoff. It wasn't until I went to check on her meal that... At first I thought she was just asleep.
It must have been her heart.
No, it's too late to turn back to Chicago. We'll deplane the body when we land in Miami. Get a blanket. Cover her up. If she makes you uncomfortable, we can move you to another seat.
No, I'm all right. Thank you.
Okay.
You know, when it's my time to go, I hope I go just like her. In my sleep. Peacefully.
The power of guilt. For some, it's merely an obstacle in life's path that one learns to surmount. In the case of Ann Coates, it was more like traveler's aid, helping her finally arrive at her journey's end, the destination she set out for so many months ago.
Sorry I'm late. They like your day when you do that trap shit, and when you harmonize it for the chicks. But we want that bar for bar with it, that Project Hallway shit, that lyrical apocalypse. Check. I don't think they ready for it. No limits like Silk the Sharker, but it's more like Eddie Mora, Black Mobster, and the Saint Laurent fedora. I don't do the hookah, bring Cuban cigars for us. Sitting back and reflect. A blood splat mixing with the piss on those project steps. Nosy neighbor looking at me like I'm probably next. Don't know her son just robbed the connect. And next week she gonna be screaming, not my baby, when they on his neck. Cause he off point, ignoring they threats. Dumping blunt guts by the elevator. Getting faded, not even watching the staircase in case the cops raided. I walk past, give him a head nod, thinking if he try that shit with me, he a dead guy. Hit the store for a boy's head, honey, turkey, and cheese, 2 Lucy's and an Arizona tea. Put the money on the counter, but before I could leave, I heard the sound of gunfire, followed by loud screams. This where the Brooklyn summer usually like, but mouth closed and eyes open, and you'll be alright.
Yeah, you with me too, so we good, man. Everybody know me out here, you know what I'm saying? See, some people just be rapping just to be rapping, you know. I speak from the heart, I do me. And when you being yourself, it's a beautiful thing. Who am I? Let me show you. I don't think fan ready for it, but do it.